Hi, my name is Kathy, and I was diagnosed in February of 2017 with thyroid cancer. And so, as many of you might know, when you are diagnosed with the big C, you just sit for a moment and try to figure out, okay, what does this mean for me? And it's nice when you hear, when you kind of think, well, this happens to everybody else, but it doesn't happen to me. But pretty much led, healthy life and, eat well and exercise and take care of myself. And but I knew that that was just kind of my wake-up call. And so I immediately just came home and sat for a moment, didn't tell anybody, and decided I was going to do some research, wait till my husband came home. And so I didn't even tell him until he got home that evening. And when he did, we discussed it. I immediately decided I was going to start researching. And when I did that, first thing I came across was Medical Medium by Anthony Williams. And I started to read all of the things that our bodies, when you have a diagnosis like this, all of the different symptoms and things that happen, and how food makes such a big difference. So I also purchased his Life Changing Foods book, and realized that when we go back to the earth, that there's so much healing power in that. So that was the beginning of this journey. So I took 2 weeks to go over all this information, and immediately realized that an email came across to my account, and I said, I opened it up, and 1 year before I had gotten a post on Facebook that was the truth about cancer. And I had watched this whole thing 1 year exactly, literally, prior. I had watched an entire video on the truth about cancer and all the ways in which we really have control over our bodies and how our bodies work and the foods that we eat and how important those things are. And so what I decided to do was sign on to their email. So every night they would send me an email and I would watch it. And everything that I learned from that video series made me research every therapy that there was, that they were talking about. So I was like, okay, I'm going to find a solution. Didn't tell anybody. Once again, I told my husband, we are not telling anybody until we have figured this out for ourselves before we make a decision. In the process, I was going to a doctor, and then she sent me to an ENT, and then the ENT sent me to a surgeon. The surgeon couldn't get me in for a few months, so that worked out good for me. It gave me my time that I needed. So when I was looking up the therapies, every time I'd look up a therapy, Utopia Wellness would come up. And I was just like, there's something to this. And Utopia Wellness is in Oldsmar, Florida, and I didn't even know where Oldsmar, Florida was. I've been to Florida plenty of times, but I just didn't know where that was. And I said, okay, well, I love the beach. I love Florida. And I love the sunshine, it's a warm environment, then here's where I'm going to go. Well, I decided to come here to Utopia and check it out. I made a phone call, talked to Dr. Garcia, and when I spoke with him, I immediately knew that this is probably where I needed to go, but I wasn't sure because I hadn't come and visited the facility yet. So I said, well, he was very strict, very firm, not strict, he was firm with me and said, here's what we have to offer. This is what the treatment plan would be for your diagnosis. Obviously we have you come in and and get started, and this is what our protocol would be. And I kind of liked it. I said, well, I still feel like we should go visit. And so we were coming to Florida anyway, which is our yearly visit to Sarasota, and we decided to come here first and visit the facility. And when we did, that was like the beginning of, this is exactly where I belong. I toured, everything, and then we thought about it while we went back to, to have our week vacation. Left on Wednesday from our vacation. By Saturday, I was in the car driving from Pennsylvania to Florida, and I said, okay, I'm just going to start now. Why wait any longer? And what I loved is, it was my first week was a little overwhelming for me, and only because I had all these emotions and I made this quick decision, but it was the right thing to do. And the reason it was the right thing is because I immediately felt comfortable, and I mean, from the minute you walk in the door. I mean, Mark was the first person who had done my intake, and pretty much gave me all my protocols and how everything was going to work. And each person, like Claudia, does your blood pressure, and you talk to her every morning, and just has this joy in her heart, and is just so loving and embracing. Nadine did a great job in my orientation and made me feel comfortable, even though I was feeling like, oh my gosh, this is so much, I don't know what I'm going to do, and it's like, whoa, all this information. And each of the nurses, every time that you are here and you're in this environment, every single therapist, every treatment that you get, everyone cares. And that's the thing that really has stayed with me, and it will always stay with me, is that it became an environment of a family. So I've been here for 8 weeks. So happy to say that I am cancer-free and have a protocol to still follow. It is life-changing, but I'm so willing to make those changes because of what I've learned. Every staff member has helped me along the way. I've had emotional changes to go through, emotional shifts, things to realize that I had to change within myself. But Dr. Garcia, throughout the time, when I tell you, I can't even explain to you the times we go head to head. And the things that he would say that sometimes would just blow my mind. It's like, what? Who do you think you're talking to? Like, are you kidding me? Like, no, you don't get to do that. And but through that process, I would go home and I'd process what would happen that day, and then I'd write about it. And so many times when I'd sit and he'd say, just write about it. Or he'd say, well, you have a problem with that, just write about it, and you'll get your answers. And then I'd come in and he'd read it and he'd highlight, it's like, you have the answers, there they are. And I'm like, what do you mean? But also because of the roller coaster, I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. And through that roller coaster ride, though, I could feel each shift and each place in which I was fixing within myself, and the strength within myself was just starting to grow and grow. And Elizabeth does amazing work with the healing touch, and Jake was just incredible about just really allowing me teaching me how my perspective and what needed to change within my perspective. So it's like all the therapies, the colonic, cleansing, detoxing, all of it is so healing to the whole body, mind, and soul. I mean, it's all of it, all at once. What I love is that it wasn't about getting rid of my symptom. And that's what I feel that the surgeons wanted to do. All they wanted to do was just remove the thyroid, give you iodine therapy, and it was just cold. It's like everybody does it, so you'll be on a pill for the rest of your life. I don't want anything else to control my life. That was my thing. It's just like, I want to control me. I want to be able to be within myself to heal my body. My body has the ability to do that if I have all the parts attached to me. And I knew this. In my heart and my soul, I just knew that I could heal as long as I had all my parts. And the minute that people start extracting those parts, I would no longer be able to heal my own body. And so I'm just excited. I'm excited. If you're thinking about coming here, one thing I would say is to be prepared to just be all in. Because if you're all in and you're willing to go through the process and you just embrace the process, do the writing, do whatever it is that you're asked to do to help you, because you care enough about you to help you help yourself. And I'm excited about having a future and just all of the things that come with it, and just knowing that, I have children, I have grandbabies, I want to be able to be here with them and watch them grow and get married and, do all those great things that life has to offer. And I'm excited about the renewal. And even in my marriage, I feel that it has been a coming together. And the journey has been not an easy one, like I said, having to learn all of these new things and ways and behaviors and things that I was feeling inside that I didn't even know I was holding on to, and memories and things within myself that just needed to be let go. And finding my voice. And I love that. And so I'm so excited now to just move forward and have an opportunity for the future. So that's it.